interestingly, in an interview with me earlier, the ideologue of BJP RSS, Gurumurthy, has said that the best bet would be if Congress goes with Vijay. If Rahul really wishes to re-engineer and kind of want to, revive the party,
Congress in Tamil Nadu.
whatever, Naya Congress, or Pudu Congress, as you would say in Tamil.
That's right.
Is it an opportunity for him? It is easy for Vijay to decide here, but it is difficult for Rahul to decide. It's the other way there.
But Vijay is not Vijay Gandhi. Vijay is even bigger face, isn't it?
Possible, but he's untested. See, end of the day, whether it is Vijay
Maybe
or
that's what is making him dangerous.
He can certainly be a spoiler.
Hello and welcome. I'm Vijay Srinivasan and this is Talking Sense with Srini. In this edition, we are turning the spotlight back on the Vijay factor. After a month-long hiatus following the Karur Stampede that claimed 41 lives, actor Vijay's party, the Thamilaga Vettri Kazhagam, has resumed full-fledged political activity. What does this restart mean for Tamil Nadu's political landscape and how the Dravidian majors are strategizing ahead of the crucial elections next year? And joining us to decode this is our editor-in-chief, Mr. S. Srinivasan. Thank you.
Yeah, hi, Vijay.
Good to see you again, sir.
Back with TVK.
That's right. Vijay's political rallies were the talk of the town, but ever since the Karur tragedy took place, the actor-turned-politician Vijay seems to have lost his momentum. You think the Karur tragedy sort of forced actor Vijay to scale back his ambitions and, to sort of have a re-strategize his alliance, permutations and combinations?
Well, it's a good idea to take stock of Thamilaga Vettri Kazhagam and what Vijay is doing, because it's a month now since the Karur mishap happened, in which unfortunately 41 people died. So it's a good opportunity to take stock of where he is. Certainly the life has changed him after that Karur. Mm-hmm. So you could say that in a way when Vijay entered politics, he is now being, in a way, after the Karur, truly he has to, fight it out now. He cannot be at any cost a casual politician now, because his reputation is, at stake. So he has to now take a deep plunge and has to really think very seriously what he's going to do. So post Karur, obviously his calculations has changed. I think he has become now starkly anti-DMK. Mm-hmm. Though even earlier he was saying that, one is a political enemy, another is an ideological enemy. But that is before Karur. Now perhaps he has marked out DMK as the kind of a pathological enemy. That's a kind of a thing which I'm hearing. So, but I wouldn't agree with you that whether he is scaled down. On the other hand, now he must be blazing with more kind of determination that he must do something to defeat DMK. I mean, I think that's the kind of a spirit his people around him are talking about it, because, no one has got direct access to the, Vijay to know his mind, what he's actually thinking. Well, then let's look at what are the options before him. If he really wants to double down and he really wants to take his political journey after this, what are the options before him? Now, one option is, which is being widely discussed, can he go with AIDMK? Now, this option, in a way, has the windows are narrowed and almost closed now, because he doesn't want to ally with AIDMK, which is in a strong alliance with BJP. So that alliance actually takes him against what he termed as his ideology, being equidistant from both DMK and BJP. So therefore, that's a kind of a difficult situation for him. And for Edapadi, which I'll come to later, to break away from BJP is going to be equally difficult. So if at all he wants to get into that alliance, then he has to compromise on ideology, basically BJP. Whether he would do that is a serious question. That's one. So therefore, there is a very little possibility that we may work out. That's what it seems as of now.
But we keep hearing these reports of Rahul Gandhi and we keep hearing these reports of the Congress Rahul Gandhi and active Vijay sort of tying up in the election that's coming up next year, you think Congress can actually break up with the DMK, go and join a new partner, a new startup, political startup?
Yeah, so let's continue from the first answers. Let me continue from there. Now let's look at various options one by one. So the first option is the AIDMK. So AIDMK on its own, whether if without BJP, is Vijay willing to go with AIDMK? No, even there is a question mark on that, because AIDMK seems to be on the wane now. And Edapadi has not been able to show the kind of, display the kind of, political heft which which earlier it was evident as long as he was in power. Now, what he did immediately after losing power was consolidated his grip over
the party.
AIDMK, the party, and he has taken control of the party fully. But beyond that, he has not been able to do much. All the subsequent elections have been about 10 elections. Both local body election, by-elections, assembly by-elections, all that he lost. So therefore, there is a question mark over his leadership. Can he be a winning leader? Now, would Vijay like to go with a person like him? The other one is, let us look at other option. He may not go with NDA alliance. He may not like to go with AIDMK because these are the plus and minuses. And whether AIDMK is willing to break away is a big question, like I said earlier. So let's look at the other option. What is it he can do? Can he go with the Congress party? That's a question you raised. Now, interestingly, in an interview with me earlier, the ideologue of BJP, RSS, Gurumurthy, has said that the best bet would be if Congress goes with Vijay.
Yeah.
So now, it's just an aside. But then if they do that, then is it a good opportunity for Vijay's Vettri Kazhagam? He can examine this. And that's the reason, because since 2009, he's been in touch with Rahul Gandhi. And he kind of has a good relation with him. Rahul also called him immediately after the Karur incident to express his
twice,
regret.
in fact.
And then twice. After that, again, he called. So, so therefore, there is a contact between the two. But whether this is enough to break the alliance is a big question, because DMK alliance has been a very strong alliance. And Congress is, one of the strong foundation of that alliance. It's very much, though DMK may have relegated Congress to a secondary position.
That's right.
But it's true that the percentage of vote which comes from Congress, which in 2021 contributed 4.27% vote share. Now, this is crucial because in an alliance, all these vote shares, when you add up, then it really helps. DMK, while on its own, got 37%, but it still needed that 4% vote share, because the difference between the two alliances, the DMK alliance had 45% and AIDMK 39.7%. It's only about 6%. So each, this 4.27 therefore plays a crucial role. So that's one. And then there has been a good personal rapport between MK Stalin and Rahul Gandhi.
Well,
In fact,
they
recently,
call each other brothers.
Yeah, so just now, if you saw the newspapers a few days ago, Stalin very, passionately
fondly
said...
recalled.
Yeah, fondly recalled, and he said, whenever he call, he's the only person I call as brother, younger brother. So, which means DMK is also signaling that I'm not allowing to go this alliance so easily out of his alliance, Congress. So the Congress has to Rahul will have to really decide. Now, what are the plus and minuses for Rahul? If you have to do a quick SWOT analysis, whether it will really help Congress party. See, Congress party has been a really kind of piggy riding the
DMK.
Either DMK or AIDMK. It has kind of lost its moor quite some time ago. After 60s, it's nowhere. Once DMK came into power in 67, they have lost their bearings. If Rahul really wishes to re-engineer and kind of want to revive the party.
Congress in Tamil Nadu.
Whatever. Naya Congress or Pudu Congress, as you would say in Tamil.
That's right.
So if he wants to do that, is it an opportunity for him? But again, there is a question mark. There is a certain inconsistency in the way Rahul also functions. You saw what happened in Bihar recently. In the Mahagathbandhan, it appeared, it actually, not just appeared. He, when it was a front runner, actually Rahul was leading the pack. He was with Tejasvi, and he was the one who was leading the pack. But then, when the ticket distribution happened, suddenly they seem to have lost the nerve.
Yeah.
And then they totally surrendered. He took a back seat, and now the campaigning yesterday started again, resumed, but it doesn't, now it appears as if Tejasvi is back in the driving seat. And so Congress has to make it clear more precisely. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has to make it clear.
But it could also be coalition compulsions in the center, isn't it? Because it's the DMK's third largest party, and they need support.
Exactly. So they bring a huge chunk of 39 plus 1, So 39 seats are very crucial. And for the alliance in Delhi, in Parliament especially. So Rahul would be, weighing all these options before taking any decision. So even if Vijay wants to ally with Congress party, whether Congress will break away from the DMK alliance is a very tough question.
Mm-hmm. So you mean to say it's a lot more to do with Rahul Gandhi than actor Vijay, correct?
Yeah, obviously he has to decide. And it is easy for Vijay to decide here, but it is difficult for Rahul to decide. It's the other way there. Now let us look at the other alliance which is possible. Okay, he doesn't go with either or the AIDMK or NDA or Congress, then tries to gather other parties.
But even that's not happening, isn't it?
Yeah, so no, if he looks for the enemies of AIDMK, basically the rebels, which is TTV, Dinakaran.
Okay.
So there is a certain, but then they don't have a wider appeal throughout the state. They bring a considerable vote share. For instance, it's worth noting that, again, if you look at the vote share, AIMMK got 2.35% votes in the assembly election. It contested on its own. So that's again and BJP got, by the way, 2.62% vote, and whereas AIMMK got 2.35, which is Dinakaran's party. So he still has a certain hold in the pockets of southern pockets, but then he will have to devise some other strategy for the north. Vijay has a difficulty. But if he goes for the Congress, one outside chance that if he manages to ally with Congress, then he will have the advantage of other allies also breaking out. One of the possibilities is VCK. And, VCK has been, raising its voice.
But he has also been criticizing Vijay heavily after the Karur Stampede.
Exactly. So yeah, you're right. But in politics, so finally they will evaluate where is their electoral advantage. They take these decisions after thinking through what helps the party to grow. So these are all conjectures. What we are saying is all possibilities. Neither I nor you know right now what is going to happen. But I'm just laying out what are the possibilities. So if Vijay really wants to go on his own, these are the minefields, or these are the decisions he has to take, and these are the these are the way he has to, these are the course he has to cover.
So it's quite clear that Vijay is anti-DMK and he's also anti-BJP at the same time. But tell me, how realistic can he actually form an alliance, a third front, which is both anti-DMK and anti-BJP? Is it possible realistically?
Well, in politics, anything is possible. But here, let us again look at what is it which will help him to cross a certain threshold. See, he's completely untested. Nobody knows anything about Vijay. Now, political observers are all saying that, look, he may have a large fan base. He may be attracting youth.
10%, 12%, all that.
But you really don't know how much of that is going to turn into votes. Like I said in earlier podcast, the only example we have in the past is Vijay Gandhi. And he managed to get, about
close to 10%.
10% vote. So that, but he was, that helped him to have a number 2 position in Jayalalitha's cabinet.
But Vijay is not Vijay Gandhi. Vijay is even bigger face, isn't it?
Possible, but he's untested. See, end of the day, whether it is Vijay
maybe
or
that's what is making him dangerous?
He can certainly be a spoiler. That's his impression earlier, that whatever happens, he will be a spoiler in the elections. But whether he can convert that into an active victory, so that's a bigger question. That will only happen in Tamil Nadu if the vote percentage crosses a certain threshold. He needs at least to cross 40-45% vote share. So if you see DMK alliance, they had 45% vote share as an alliance. If look at DMK alone, it's 37% vote share. If you look at this, I'm quoting 2021 assembly figures. If you look at AIDMK, they alone had 33% vote share. So he must, as a party, individually, to pull at least 35-36% vote share.
Yeah.
So that he forms alliance with others and able to. So whether that kind of momentum happens,
okay,
that means it's a major transformation in Tamil Nadu politics, which will be for the first time that the two Dravidian parties are sidelined and somebody has come from outside and really created. Whether that will happen is a big question. That's not how Tamil Nadu's basic structure of Tamil Nadu's politics is. That it's not been the way so far. Whether the entire, Dravidian politics has exhausted its relevance, whether people have seen it and they want to see a big change, one doesn't know. That you would only know as the campaign goes. And there is another problem with Vijay. He's yet, though it's been a month, he broke his silence, came out, spoke, but he chose Mahabalipuram. And in a resort, he received people from Karur.
Because he didn't get permissions, is what the party calls.
Politics doesn't work like this. You don't wait for a police permission to do a political act. Okay, so he should have made some moves. He could have done something. He could have reached up to Tiruchi, sat on a dharna. He could have reached up outskirts of Karur. That's how the politicians function. Just police refusing doesn't mean that you will sit back. Thing is, again, if you notice...
It looks like he's not in for a rough ride. He wants to have a very smooth sail.
Let's see, but he's already in for a rough treatment, because after Karur, he must be a changed person. End of the day, it's a big thing. 41 people have died in his rally. The other thing is the other functions. For instance, when the entire Tamil Nadu leaders lined up to offer their felicitation to, Pasambun Tevar. Today.
Yeah.
It's a major event in Tamil Nadu's calendar.
Yeah.
And they all have gone there. Vijay couldn't go there. He's actually paid his respect, he garlanded the image in his residence. So he has to,
come out of this cocoon,
much more to what you are expecting if some big breakthrough happens. Or
it's also because there's a huge fan following there, fan frenzy happening. Something could happen. Is it a problem? I think it's both. It's a both.
Fans are always there. Yeah. Can you imagine? Can you tell me a situation where politicians are kept out of limelight because they have fans, surrounding them? That way, you have a whole lot of other actors who jumped into fray. NTR from Andhra,
MGR as well, yeah.
MGR from Tamil Nadu, Jayalalitha from here. They also had huge fan following. So we'll have to really see, what kind of moves he makes to come to this point. The other thing I must just add, I just thought about it. I remember our political editor suggesting this point to me, that there could be advantage which Congress can get if they are Vijay is on their side. Advantage in Kerala.
That's right.
And advantage in other southern states, because his appeal spreads beyond.
Correct. Yeah, he's got a huge fan following.
Yeah, but again, it's a completely untested hypothesis, because Kerala politics operates in a very different way. Again, the UDF and LDF are neck to neck there. That's the only state where Congress party, genuinely some grassroots workers working there. So, these are various conjectures at this point of time. Everybody is throwing their, juggling and throwing their ideas. So, I'm sure these things will crystallize as we go forward.
Okay, so let's talk about EPS as well. He's on a campaign, obviously, able to garner a lot of people for his campaign, but he has failed to expand his alliance beyond the Bharatiya Janata Party. He did try, but it seems to have failed. And now, certainly looking out for Vijay for his survival in a way. And, you think EPS is right now in a bind?
Yeah, EPS is in a bit of a difficult situation at present. It looked as if, he was the one guy who successfully, after Jayalalitha's demise, when initially it was OPS who took over, and then in a kind of a coup, it was in 2017, EPS got chief ministership. He completed successfully the term. In between, there was various court cases, fight for symbol of two-leaf symbol, all that he managed to overcome. So he seemed to be extremely good at managing inner party politics. Basically, he could sideline OPS, he could sideline other leaders, Sasikala and others, and also gain control of the party. That he did very well. That time it appeared as if EP is a man to watch, that he should be able to do something. But what has happened, unfortunately, is he's not been able to manage as a mass leader in true sense, where he could get winnability on his side. Like I said, 10 elections, assembly and local body, all of them AIDMK under his leadership has lost. So he doesn't have any victory to show. And he seemed to be also hampered by what kind of relationship he should have with BJP. Mm-hmm. He broke off at one point, and then again, after the removal of, Annamalai,
K. Or maybe he spends a lot of time handling the internal bickerings within his party.
Now, that more or less over now. So he has to know.
But even today we saw Sengote, joining hands with, TTV and Open.
So those are on the other side. But he has to now ensure that more people, stay with him. As of now, people are sticking with him because of the alliance with BJP. Yeah. Many people want to stick with him, but he truly has to show his thing as a leader who can actually deliver. But there is one interesting thing. I just thought if I would like to tell you, Tamil Nadu elections have been kind of a turnstile where one government goes and the other comes in. We look at what happened in 89, 91, 96, 2001, 2006.
Jayalalitha was an exception though.
Yeah, so she was an exception. She did 2011 and 2016. Another exception was before her, it was MGR.
Yeah.
He's the one who could even almost, 2 terms he completed and he was going for the third one. Now, if you see, DMK seemed to have gathered some amount of anti-incumbency, which wasn't evident few months ago. Whenever Stalin spoke, he sounded far more confident. In fact, right. he said he's going to get about 200 seats.
Yeah.
And
now he seems to be treading a cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, he hasn't said that. For a while, he hasn't said that whether we should opt for 200. We should aim for 200 seats. He hasn't said that. So, certainly, 5 years anti-incumbency in Tamil Nadu kicks in. In what way it plays out, what way he's able to manage is another big question.
You think the DMK dominance is being threatened here because of TVK, or maybe that's why Chief Minister Stalin is treading a cautious approach towards elections?
Certainly. I think the equations for DMK post-Karur are also changed. DMK has become far more cautious because now they see a potential two enemies. It wasn't just BJP and AIDMK, it is also now TVK. So they have to deal with, so they have to, therefore his first instinct would be to keep his, alliance intact. And therefore, he would like Congress and left parties, VCK, everybody happy. That would be his, the best bet, because for last 5 years he has kept the alliance together. He have kept everything without any major bickering. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, each political party will, do their own SWOT analysis and work what is good for their own self-interest. Ultimately, that's what will motivate them.
Cool, sir. Thank you very much. Such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.